What do you even do when years, weeks, months, however long it took you to work hard towards your goal, yield nothing, when you completely fail and you do not know where to go next? Well, I'm happy that we have George Russell, a Formula One driver, who showed us this weekend how to overcome that point of failure and start building towards your future success on day zero. Welcome guys to the TohirT channel. Tahir is here. I hope you had a fantastic week. In today's video we're talking about George Russell, the approach to failure, and this is video 1 of 3 that will prepare us towards that culmination of 2020. It has been a year, and building up towards our goals and our achievements in 2021, no matter if you failed to achieve something that you planned 12 months ago. Let's do this. On this channel, I primarily talk about people, places, and tech, and if you're curious to learn more about other inspirational people to build up that fuel tank, so to speak, to achieve new benchmarks and new heights in your professional, personal career in 2021, well, after this video is concluded, check out this playlist over here or the end card at the end of the video. George Russell is a unique driver. He's a famous driver, yet not that, behemoth of Formula One or the racing world. He's an F2 champion. He's been around for a little while. He's a young guy who moved into Formula One a couple of years ago and demolished every single team member who he had as part of the Williams program. In light of not as positive of news, of course, with Lewis Hamilton getting the COVID-19 diagnosis, Russell got a seat at the Mercedes-Benz, at the top team today, the top team who's been the champion for the past 7 years straight. And now he had an opportunity to go out there and prove to everyone that he's worth that upgrade, that step up to the championship winning team. And he did it. He led the race from like turn 3. He was at the beginning of the race, right out there in the lead, charging and trying to get away from the pack. And yet, the circumstances that were completely outside of his control, between his team messing up the pit stop when they were changing his tires and the puncture that he got like 10 laps before the end of the race, he placed 9th. That's nowhere close to winning. The guy was gutted. It was painful to watch him speak about his failure. Yet you can already catch on some of the notes of that future championship potential that he carries, and I want all of us to pay attention to.
Wasn't meant to be. Got out of my system when I went back to my room. To the guys, giving me this opportunity, incredibly grateful because, I've been fighting so hard over the past 18 months, doing absolutely everything I can to try and show what I can do, and a lot of people do see it, but to get this opportunity at the front of the grid, really grateful, and hopefully it's not the last.
Why is it relevant to us, you would ask? Well, if you noticed how, in the light of complete failure that was outside of his control, Russell maintained the composure, and you can read in his eyes that he's serious about the fact that he'll come back and he will try and try and try over again. And today, we're 3 weeks or so by the time this video is out of 2021. A lot of people are sitting there telling up their successes and failures through 2020. A lot of us will look back at the beginning of that year and will realize that there were quite a few goals that we wanted to achieve and we failed to achieve them. And that might become a daunting feeling, and I want you to completely shed it, especially as you move towards the goal planning for 2021. I'll be the prime example. I planned, if I recall correctly, to make 15 videos with 15 other creators. I made like 2, if I recall correctly, off the top of my head today. So it's nowhere near to where I want it to be. And yes, I can use an excuse of COVID-19. That's outside of my control. I cannot get together with other people. Yet, Zoom is a thing. Other features that allow me to remotely collaborate with other people is out there. So this goal will now be reinforced and brought into 2021 because I will not stop until I achieve it. And I want you to not ride yourself that hard, and I'd rather you use that as an opportunity to think about what could have you done differently and move towards being successful at whatever that goal that you set 12 months ago. If you've been on this channel long enough, you know that I do not believe in luck. I do believe that the definition of luck is the preparation meets the opportunity. And it's funny how things work out, because you can look at the person who actually won the race this weekend, Sergio Perez, and this guy has been at it for 190 races. In Formula One years, that's 10 years worth of racing, and this was his very first win. I'm not saying that you should go out there and wait for 10 years, but I'm using the example of Checo, Sergio Perez, to show you that sometimes you do not know how long long it will take before the opportunity arises. But when it did, in Sergio Perez's example, he was ready and he grabbed it and he took it across the finish line and he won his first race. Now, when I think about Russell, I love seeing him already thinking and contemplating about what that future step would take him across the finish line first.
It's a team sport, we're all in it together. Sometimes the driver messes it up. I have once or twice this year in the Williams. Sometimes it goes the other way, and you know, we learn from these things.
I like that attitude. I think all of us should practice that attitude more. I know very well how tempting it is to set that firm goal and tell yourself that, okay, next year I'll be blah, blah, blah. I'll be a millionaire. I'll be the CEO of a particular company. I'll achieve every single goal that I have in life. Maybe you will. And if you will, that'll be amazing and I'll be really excited for you. But there is a high probability that a lot of those goals will take way longer than you expect. And in those situations, when yet another year passes and you're on that finish line of the year and you're thinking back towards your goal 12 months ago and you realize that you failed at some of them, do not get discouraged. Stay put, focus on your goal, keep your head down and keep pushing towards that achievement. Do your work in understanding why you failed. What got in the way? Were you in control of them? If you were in control of them, how can you do things differently? If you were not in control of them, like in Russell's case, what can you do about achieving that goal in next year's span, next year's cycle, so to speak, where you can mitigate those outside risks and focus primarily on what can you do to get towards that achievement, towards that goal. That's the same message that I've given you multiple times before. That's the same message I want you to carry into 2021 because trust me, 2020 was crazy. We do not know what 2021 will hold. And I don't want you to use the same excuses you used this year when you fail to achieve certain goals in the next year just because next year is as crazy. Who knows? We will all do our best to make sure we maintain some sort of inner peace, and we'll talk about the inner peace in a couple of videos before the end of this year. But for now, I want you to stay put, stay calm, keep your head cool and down, and keep pushing. Have you heard about George Russell? Did you feel as gutted about the fact that he lost that opportunity? And what did you fail at in 2020? And will you carry it into 2021 as a new goal? Well, share your thoughts and ideas in the section below. I know Russell will be back. I know this guy will have his opportunity to win a race, to be on the podium, to win more points, and to get that championship. I really think that he's a championship type material. But for all of us, when we think about our small incremental victories and goals that we have in our lives, some of them might not be the Formula One championship, yet I'm confident that if you failed at achieving them in 2020, as long as you do your homework and as long as you keep your head cool and stay focused, you will achieve them in 2021. And as I've mentioned, this is going to be the first out of 3 videos on the path towards the 2021 that I will try to use as a way to inspire you and motivate you to make it better for yourself whenever it comes to planning, whether it comes to achieving new goals, whether it comes just in general accepting the fact that sometimes we all move at our own pace and it's fine as long as you're committed towards that goal at the end. Thank you very much guys for stopping by. If you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and check out videos in the backlog. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video, and I will see you all next Saturday, 10 AM Eastern on this very channel. One last final music recommendation for the year, for at least the year 2020, and it is Raveena. Her latest EP really left me inspired to continue that pursuit for new artists. I love finding new artists. She was one of those that I was on the prowl for, and all of a sudden I came across her EP and I was like, okay, I'm definitely listening to this on the loop for the next few days, and I enjoyed it. It's fun, it's R&B style, you kind of know my taste by now. I'll try to find maybe some other genres in the future for you to explore, but for me personally, it was an interesting way. It was another reminder that it's fun to find someone from Tri-State in this case, who is a promising artist, and hopefully watch them grow. And the same way as I do over here on this channel, I want all of you guys to grow through the next year, and I'm very excited to hear your thoughts about this video, about the next couple of videos, and about your plans for 2021. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.